Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And today we are going to be talking about every single book that I read in January. First, I will say that this is my January TBR. And this is how many books I read off of that TBR. Now, I will say, I know that The Four Winds, I'm still reading right now. Today's what, the 4th? I'm filming this on the 4th? Today's the 4th, I'm still reading that. Besides that, nothing else I'm reading from the last TBR. So that carried over. So that's where I am with that. But I think it was a pretty good reading month. I've read a total of 8 books this month, which is more than I normally read. I will say that. 3 of them were manga. So I will also say that. Another one was carried over from December. So like I started that one in December, finished it in January. I count that one as a January one because I finished it in January. That's just how I count them. I had another reread and then 3 other books. So we're going to talk about all of these. We're going to talk about all 8. First, we're going to talk about the manga. I read the next 3 books in the Attack on Titan series. Now, I love the Attack on Titan series. I've watched the TV show. This is my first time reading through the manga. It's exactly like the TV show. It's still like really like ow, you know? A lot of points I'm like, this hurts my soul, this hurts my heart. But it's so good. I think I gave one of them 5 stars. I'm not gonna lie, when you read them, they do all kind of just pile into one because they just do. Like, that's just how I feel like the story goes. Like, I can't decipher which one was 5, 6, and 7, like what storylines were which. But I know one of them was a 5-star. Also, this month, we had nothing under a 4-star. So we are starting the year off right. We are starting this year off with a bang. Like, wow, January really pulled through for us. Really pulled through. Let's jump in to the other books. Now, I don't have this book. I let one of my friends borrow it because she was like, oh my God. Because I recommend, me and a couple other people, backtrack. I have a book club with some friends from my church, and like I feel like all of us individually, well, yeah, I would say all of us individually talked to me about books, and we all kind of realized that we all like the same types of books, and we never like had an outlet to discuss those books. So we have a book club where we just get together every other month and we just talk about books. Like, we talk about the books we read, the books, like basically the books that we just read. So yeah, that's our book club. And me and a couple other people in our book club convinced her to read Twilight. So she borrowed my Twilight series and she read it during the snowstorm. So I love that for her, but she has my book, so I don't have it with me. I say all that to say I don't have my physical copy of Breaking Dawn with me, but it was one of my books that I read this year. Breaking Dawn was, I think, let me pull this up because I'm about to say I think to all these ratings when I rated. I also have my ratings for the manga as well. 5 was a 4.25, 6 was a 4.5, and 7 was a 5-star. And then Breaking Dawn, we have a 4.5 star. Breaking Dawn, wow. I really just love Twilight. I have a whole reading vlog of me reading Eclipse and Breaking Dawn on my channel, so you should go check that out. I loved Breaking Dawn. I felt like it was such a good end to such a great story. Like, wow, the lion really fell in love with the lamb, and then the lamb turned into a lion. Crazy. I really hope one day that Stephenie Meyer makes a werewolf spin-off type of thing, you know, because I'm all here for the vampires, but I really want to go more into like their werewolf world, which was also crazy how at the end of the story, Edward was just like, oh, they're not really werewolves, they're shapeshifters. Like, what? What do you mean? This whole time they're shapeshifters, and we know in the last like 40 pages of the story? Are you kidding me? This whole time we're like, oh, they're werewolves, they're werewolves. They're shapeshifters. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to another book I read. I think I'm going in order from like the order of which I read them. Heartless. These next couple books, I also have a reading vlog up with me reading them. Heartless. I loved Heartless. I recommend this book to anyone. I feel like this is very, I said this in my vlog, but it's very like Wicked coded, in the sense that we're taking a character that is just so hated in like a big franchise like Alice in Wonderland, and we're focusing on what made her so hated. So if you like that about Elphaba and about Wicked, I would recommend this book 100%, because you really find out why Miss Red Queen is so mean and so heartless. So yeah, I would recommend this book. Fantasy is amazing. Characters are A+. Like, I love Jest, the love interest. I love him. I adore him. I love him. He's perfect and amazing, and I'll love him my whole life long. This book, 4.5 stars. It didn't feel like a 5-star when I was reading it, but it was still so good. Next book we're going to talk about, The Cruel Prince. This book I also rated 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved the whole like fantasy realm in this book. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. I liked the writing a lot, and I really love Jude. I feel like she is such a badass. I feel like she's so cool. Like, she knows what she wants, and she is doing anything that she can do to get it. And I feel like she's valid in that sense, because her whole life has been so hard. Like, she's a human growing up in the fairy world, and her parents are dead, and she's being forced to be raised by her evil stepfather. Like, of course, I'd be so mad too. And then like your twin sister is your low-key enemy because of a boy. Crazy, wild. Love this book. 4.5 stars. I have this book on Libby right now. The second one, I'm just gonna eat them up. 4.5 stars, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This next book I read for my book club, and boy oh boy, did I love it. This is my reread, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Upon reread, I gave this book a 4.25 stars. I think, looking back on it, I remember this book being not as good as it was the second time around, if that makes sense. I just really loved Alex way more now than I did when I read it 2 years ago. Maybe that just says more about me as a person rather than who Alex is as a person. Because he didn't change. He did not change. These words did not change. I changed. I feel like it's so obvious that they belong together. Like, I feel like it's so obvious that they like each other. It's so obvious that, like yeah, you guys are best friends, but you guys are also in love with each other. And I feel like that there's no other option in life besides, like, you two, Poppy and Alex, for each other. I also loved the movie. The movie did go off the book a little bit. Like, it kind of, like, steered away. But I also really enjoyed how there were lines in the book that made it directly to the movie. And I really, really appreciated that. Also, I loved Poppy in the movie. I liked Alex, but Poppy, she was just so cute. I feel like that was the perfect Poppy. She played it so well. It was such a good movie, such a good book. I'm so happy for Emily Henry, and I'm so excited that her books are just being turned into movies and a whole franchise, a whole Emily Henry franchise. Also, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but when she posted on her Instagram like a photo dump of behind the scenes of People Meet on Vacation, the book that Alex is reading is by Augustus Everett, aka Gus from Beach Read, which I thought was a really good nod, because in this book he is reading a book by Augustus Everett, and then boom, we're putting that in the movie world. So I'm just so excited for this, all her books to just become one in this Emily Henry universe, and I'm so excited. And then for more books to come out and be put into movies, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for her and I'm so excited. This was kind of quick. I had 8 whole books, but it went by pretty fast me talking about them. I feel like because I understand why now YouTubers, booktubers don't post a reading wrap up every month. Because if I put these books in a vlog, what's the point of doing a wrap up if I'm talking about them all the time? You know, I feel like you know my thoughts on these. Unless this is your first video on here. This is your first video on my channel. In case, welcome, hello, hi, thanks for clicking. Yeah, so sure, I'll talk about them. You just changed my mind. Actually, I will talk about them. Bones at the Crossroads by Ladarian Williams. This book, this series, wow. The first book in this series I gave 5 stars. And this book I gave 4.25 stars because I feel like the first book, the cliffhanger, the twists, the turns, they punched you in the face. I did not see them coming at all. I feel like there was no cliffhangers, there were no real twists and turns, and if they were, I kind of saw them coming a little bit. But still, the world is amazing. The school, amazing. The characters, guess what? Amazing. I just really appreciate that this is such like, I don't want to say like revolutionary, but it's like nothing that I feel like is out right now in the sense that like it's a fantasy book about a Black university that's also magical. Like it's an HBCU. HBCU. Yes. Historically Black college or university? Right? Am I stupid? I'm just reading this because it's so cute because in the book they have homecoming and on the back is the flyer to their homecoming. That is so cute with all their events. And like the book does take you through all these events. It takes you through the Royals nomination pep rally, the Heritage Month Fall Festival, the House of Transcendent Talent Showcase, and the Homecoming Royal Celebration, which things go down at that celebration. I just thought it was really good. Also, I feel like what took me out of it sometimes was how many pop culture references was made in this book. It is set very like in the modern day world. Like it's not like it's so fantasy that like it's just like, why are we all talking about this? It's like if this were happening today, except there's like a secret college off in a place that if you don't have magical powers you can't get there, but it's set like in today's time. So like it's not like so out there, but I feel like it was just so repetitive. I feel like every other paragraph talked about like something pop culture, some celebrities, some pop culture reference, something, which kind of like made me be like, okay, I get it, like I get it, but at the same time, maybe people would like that, maybe people won't. I personally didn't, but besides that, that's honestly my only gripe with this book is the fact that there's so many pop culture references. Other than that, it is a fantastic book. It also had such a good queer representation. Why am I forgetting his name? Malik. His best friend, his roommate, and they were roommates. His roommate and his boyfriend, his partner. His roommate and his partner wanted to be royals, and they couldn't because they're queer, and they all pushed for them to be nominated as royals. And did it happen? Well, yeah, you can know that. It did happen. And so like it was just really good representation in that sense. Like I enjoyed it a lot. 4.25. So that was all the books I read in January. I feel like I had a pretty good stack. 4 plus Breaking Dawn plus 3 manga, which equals 8. Wow, I can't believe I read 8 books this month. That's crazy. Normally I don't read that much. I don't normally read 8 books in a month. this was kind of abnormal for me. Although I like it. I like reading 8 books a month. This is only 4 books. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, I hope you guys had fun hanging out with me, because I had fun hanging out with you, and I will see you guys in the next video. No. Please don't do that, buddy. Please don't do that. He's crazy. Artie. Art. Buddy. Okay. Just shh. You're so cute. Just stay there. Stay there for 2 seconds.